Ah, the perfect song to be playing in the background to one of my videos. Yeah, I was discovering the problem. I couldn't figure out why my facial recognition. I got a facial recognition login last time my UCam updated. And I couldn't figure out why it would not log in. I mean, I was having to bypass it and log in by hand. It's because I smiled when it took the original UCam picture, which is a very unusual position for my face and hurts a lot. So, I'm not used to smiling. And I just figured that out. That was the issue. It was expecting me to smile, and I don't know how to smile. I hate when that happens. This is the third update of the day. I'm back in bed. I have walked the dogs. Well, the two that wanted to walk. Neither one of them really wanted to do anything. The dog that was left out of the cage wanted back in his. The dog that was in Dempsey's cage wanted back in his. So Dempsey's out, which, hey Dempsey, he's the 14-year-old boxer. Kind of worried about him though, he didn't take a dump. And Nabil's hot spot near his tail is, I don't know if it's something she put on it. She was talking about a mustard pumice. And it's looking kind of greenish now, so I'm guessing she did. Kenny has cleaned his face and his eye himself. You can see the mess on his paw. He's looking much better. I still think we got serious issues with the sewage tank because, well, first, the washer quit draining. As of last night, the toilet quit flushing. I mean, it'll flush and the water will ooze down eventually. So you've still got the shit left in there from her and me for 2 days. I think it's the sewage tank. I had been putting in the septic rid, whatever it was. I had been putting in that every month after I moved in, but I kind of forgot for the past couple months. And she doesn't believe in Drano or things like that because she thinks those are bad for the pipes. I don't know with the septic tank whether they are or not. I wouldn't think so. I don't think it's the entire septic tank itself, though. Although the ground is wet after 2 dry days above it. I mean, like, real wet. But there's also 2 identical squares back there, or rectangles, that match previous septic tanks. And the grass grows greener over them as well. Not as green as it does over the active one. But if we're out of here by the end of July, well, I plan to be out of here by the end of June. Because I've got till the end of July. And I know what will happen if I get into July and I have not gotten moved. I will be stuck. I will put my stuff in storage and spend what I can on a hotel room and then just live out in the woods. Actually, I probably won't spend what I can on a hotel room. I'll just go to live out in the woods. That way I can drink more. No, I'm not supposed to be drinking and taking my pills, but I won't be able to afford my friggin' pills, so, you know. Actually, as long as my disability continues, my pills don't come up to that much. It actually is cheaper to take the pills than to drink. But Think about it. For 25 years, I was a functioning alcoholic. Now I'm not an alcoholic and I'm not functioning. Figure it out. It's another pretty good song right there. That's one thing I will miss if I move back to East Tennessee, although that doesn't look likely. Looks very unlikely, actually. But if I move back to East Tennessee, I will miss the Austin Peay radio station. Maybe the UT radio station is as good, but I don't remember it being that good when I lived back there. A whole lot more alternative. Of course, I was caught up on my alternative shit back then. But, no, I'd kind of like to live back in East Tennessee, but more people would recognize me. The person who shall not be mentioned said I have no friends in this state at all. And in that part of the state, she's definitely right. I've been recognized a number of times over there. Once on the streets of UT. I mean, two girls were like, "That's the guy from the movies. Yeah, I recognize him." Of course, I was talking to the creature who shall not be named, and that's what gave it away. One of them said, "I've got classes with him. I didn't realize till I saw him with her that was the same idiot." Anyway. All my imagination, so the doctors say. Yes, I live in a fantasy world where nothing is true. It's my world. Welcome to it. You don't want the darkness that's in this world. I had a lot of people once upon a time, about like 5 years. I want to be just like you. I want to be just like you. No, you don't. Let me open up. I mean, even back then, I didn't know what was back there, but I knew there was something. I knew there were missing time periods. I knew there was something awful back there. A lot of people these days are like, "That's not awful. You know, why is that bothering you?" No, you don't understand. I have no trust for anybody anymore. I never can again. I mean, my father, my mother, the city and county judge were involved. Come on. How could I have any trust for anybody? The woman I loved, she actually said the other day, a couple of years ago when we talked, that she expected us to spend the rest of our lives together. She expected us to get married and be together forever, with her doing what she was doing. She didn't see a problem with it. Anyway, I vowed never to spend any time on that subject anymore. So, basically, I'm in a total spiral of being totally reliant on other people. I mean, I can't. The crackhead neighborhoods, they don't. The mobile home parks there aren't on the internet or in the phone book. Those are the only places I'm going to be able to afford with no provable income. But I can't get to them. I gotta wait for Jen to have a day off and to offer to take me. Because Jen never lets me know when she's having days off. Never has. Sometimes she will say, "I've got next Tuesday off," or "I've got next Wednesday off, so if you have anything scheduled, make sure it's scheduled for next Wednesday." Of course, Convergys doesn't give them a 2 weeks notice on their schedules, which is illegal. But nobody wants to point it out, and she doesn't believe me that it's illegal. I took business law. Come on, I study these things. you've got to have a 2-week notice on any changes to your schedule whatsoever. If that includes a totally new schedule every week, you got to have more than a 2-week notice every week. Oh, Dempsey. Couldn't figure out what that sound was. Dempsey's scratching his back on the wall. Anyway, me and there's Spooks, there's Shelly, there's Nessie. Kevin and Kenny were asleep on the dryer, and there's no telling where Salem is. He could be outside, he could be in her room. If he's in her room, he can get outside because he pulls the door, the pillow that she uses to brace the window air conditioner in with. He's a sneaky little monster. But just want to make one final check-in of the day and actually babble all to hell. I just really wanted to vent. It bugs me that I'm not in control of my own destiny, that I have no control whatsoever. Which is pretty much where I've been for the past 3 years. It's getting really fucking old. Anyway, Anderson out.